So I'll be discussing on the IT fracture first and then one more case. So as Dr. Satish Mutha sir said, we have a more interaction base. So don't worry, we are here to just more discuss here. Maybe by Pradeep's lecture, I think so, समझा है, but थोड़ा confused भी हो गया है, क्योंकि इतना classification, IT fractures and lower underradius fractures are most common fractures, and they have still, I think so, none of us have a master in this, which implant to use and all that stuff. But by this case-based discussion, we can understand which fractures, which implant we can roughly use, and so which implant and which we can roughly use. So I just want to know, anybody of the delegates, what is this fracture classify? As we had, how much classification? More than this classification is there. Can you give the mic to them, just delegate? Because we want more interaction rather than teaching. That's the basic funda of this course. Yeah, tell me. Siddharth, bolo. Yeah.
So it looks like a reverse oblique.
Very nice, reverse oblique. Yeah. So what's your plan now? The patient has come in the casualty. So what's your plan?
So first stabilize hemodynamically.
Perfect.
Then also X-rays and skin traction.
Okay. To fitness and things. Yes. Anything things you require and special X-rays you require, or on this one is enough?
So traction view.
Traction view. Yeah. So normally, do we recommend traction view? What is the funda of traction view? Why do we do a traction view?
To check if the neck is intact.
Neck is intact. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Most important. See the posterior middle congruity of the fracture, which also. Okay. Give the mic to second person. As I said, this patient was little bit VIP, and that's what a mistake we did. We thought, okay, nice intertrochanteric fracture, we'll go around. So just imagine only one X-ray is available, which is wrong. Lateral X-ray should be done. Any role of CT scan you feel in this X-ray? Anybody just answer. Don't worry. Don't make me. We can make mistakes here. No problem.
I think if you had like 2 views of X-rays, that would be enough.
X-rays is good enough. Okay. So what's your plan of action for this, sir? So DA surface extramedullary, intramedullary, and why? Yes, just go answer.
So I'd use an IM nail because it's a reverse oblique fracture, so the DHS wouldn't work principally.
Okay. So then we thought, okay, very nice case. So we went ahead, and then intraop, this was happening. So next candidate, can you see? Is it okay? Are you happy with this nail position, the fracture reduction? Yeah, give the mic to him. No problem. Yeah, go ahead. Come on, speak out. What are the mistakes here?
So the lateral wall is not intact here.
Very good.
We will need a extra lateral support.
Very good.
And before that, I will remove this nail.
Yeah.
I will do the reduction under the C-arm again.
Okay.
I will hold it with something like bone holding.
Very
something
good.
And put some derotational wire.
Very nice.
And then I will put the nail, and along with it, I will also do
so your plan will be definitely first reduction. That's most important. Very good. So what we thought, come on, we'll do something, a little bit of jugaad. So what is this now?
We put a graft.
Graft, okay. So this was like, maybe, are you happy with the entry point?
No, it has to be a bit lateral.
So I'm guessing we have used that piriformis fossa entry, not that GT entry nail.
Okay.
I think we are good.
Okay. And I tried to put a bolt because there was no surface implant, which mistakes we have made. We are just going to learn from what mistakes and what we should not do the mistakes, and keep everything in the OT ready and also plan it. So I tried to fix it with a bolt. So are you happy with this bolt fixation?
I would put another lateral support.
Yeah, so you want a more rigid fixation there because you feel it is unstable. Definitely. Okay, very nice, very nice. So that's what was there. Okay, it was looking, but again, what you said, absolutely, the bolt was not holding that thing. And then, so the IT fractures, what I feel, many of people, especially in my generation also, this was our first poster cutting in my residency time. And now, what everybody is in IT fracture ka kaam hai, fatafat reduction lane ka and karne ka. And just small video of this, we think it is very small. This you can see this. In 10 minutes we should finish, and then these are the major complications of intertrochanteric fractures, where the lateral wall is there, the blood reduction is not coming, hypotension, anesthetic is fighting with anesthetic. So pre-op planning is most important, what I feel. In pre-op planning, definitely the 2 to 3 X-rays are required, as we said, AP and lateral X-ray, especially the reduction, what you call as a traction X-ray, and then your planning has to be perfect, and also you should have a standby implants for the intertrochanteric fractures. So then 3 months this patient, as we said, the stability was not there, and then this happened. So now again, as you see, what are next candidate? Next. So what is there in this? This X-ray. Can you read the X-ray? So there is a virus. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Virus collapse.
So there is a fracture. The lateral wall is completely out. The implant. So you feel this will hold? Now 3 months.
No, sir.
No, it will not hold. Absolutely right you are. So now 5 months and then 8 months the implant, because fracture has to unite or the implant broke. Most likely the implant has broken here because of varus reduction, not good fixation properly, and then implant is broke. So any tips and tricks of removing this implant now? Next. Is it simple to remove the implants or any tips and tricks to remove the implant?
Sir, we can do a retrograde nailing if we want to.
Okay, now first implant removal, then we can do, then we will do what's the plan. So in this implant, it will be very simple to remove?
No, sir.
Yeah.
It is broken into 2 parts. That is why it is difficult.
So most important, what I want to know is that don't remove the distal screw first. First do the proper open up completely, and then only once you get hold of the distal fragment of the nail, because that may go and sink in. So that's the thing. Okay, very good. So this was the discussion. So now I use DH because in my residence time, what Pradeep has told multiple times, the demonostron, because that time we had a concept of putting a mineralization, which is not there now. Now there is always a neutral reduction or a positive reduction. So then we did a dynamic hip screw, and definitely we have also want to fix the trochanter. By the time I hope that lateral wall become little gummy, because this was only the rescue implant, and most of my cases, if the PFN is failed, which comes to me, I feel DHS is very good rescue implant. In this, like if you see, definitely we are incorporated the trochanters also, and also put a lot of graft, because that hole, which is the first on that track of the lag screw, we had to put with the bone graft. And then this was a 6 months, mild collapse has occurred, but the patient is walking full bed bearing with a good union. So moral of the story is that intertrochanteric fractures are not so simple as it looks. Pre-op planning is most important. Entry point is most important, reduction equally important, trimming of the fragments, and then the nail, the big or small. Any ideas when you should use a small nail, when you should use a big nail?
When if it's a subtroch, then go for a longer nail.
Very good.
So working length is more.
And then when, which cases you will prefer a short nail, a TFN or a PFN?
Stable IT fracture.
Stable IT fractures. And then and also predominantly the bowing. So lateral X-ray, when you try to understand, especially the obese patient or a female patient obese, where the bowing is there, where you can't go for the long, always think of this. So I just finished this. So I was going to tell you this. Now, just 1 minute. So this entry is happy? You are happy with this? No, why? Come on, one of you just, is this entry good? Come on. No, why? Why not?
It is
so lateral. It is more lateral you say. Okay. So ideally the entry point should be marker hai? Yeah. The entry point has to be here roughly something. Is any, like Mutha sir will just give an idea on the entry point. Mutha sir, when you prefer going more medially, definitely, like in which fractures you prefer more going medially?
So in a subtrochanteric fracture where you need a straight nail, it has to be in a line with the canal. So you go more medially.
So there are few things where you go more middle, maybe the piriformis entry, rather than the, otherwise the tip of this will be good enough. So what will happen if we are past this? So what will happen? What is the problem here?
The lateral wall will break.
Yeah, anything else? And then this, roughly this will happen. If you see the entry point lateral, the nail has been lateralized, and then definitely there will be a varus, a negative collapse. So this most important, then the V effect, which you all know. So again, these fractures, if you see, the reduction has to be proper, both as Pradeep has nicely told, both anterior middle reduction and the both in AP and lateral view, the entry point, the nail passed. Always watch out for, if you want, you can pass multiple 2-3 wire just to hold the reduction, and then the PFN can be done. Okay. Any questions on more on this? You can ask us. Okay, I'll go to one more topic, which is
he has a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is your implant?
So it depends, like predominantly if the reduction is coming, I don't think, see, first thing of concept should be clear, the implants are not going to achieve reduction. So the reduction has to be done by the surgeon. It is not coming close, do open reduction. So your question was? Like
his question is, when do you use a helical blade versus a screw? Very important question here.
So predominantly blade and I feel both has little not a major issue, but a screw I will like 1 screw, 2 screw, that also is a big thing. But if lateral wall is integrity is not there, I'll prefer a 2 screws or at least this thing. And helical blade, I don't know. Still, it is I think reduction again. I prefer a helical blade rather than a screw.
So the recommendation by AO group is that when you use a blade, it is more bone conserving. You are not cutting out bone. You are impacting bone. See, you hammer it inside, you impact. So in an osteoporotic bone, it gives a better hold and a higher pull-out resistance. So they recommend using a helical blade in more porotic bones.
What sir is trying to tell? Yeah, go ahead.
The rotational stability also matters. So when you are putting the screw, if the fracture is rotationally unstable, like a basic cervical, better put a helical blade because that will not have a rotational torque on the proximal fragment.
What Melin is trying to tell that when you try to when you try to tighten the screws, that time the reduction can slip. That was the main thing in this.
Slips in case of blade. So it slips in case of blade, right?
For your answer, sir, basic cervical can rotate. So it would be better if you put an intertand kind of device where you are holding one